All right, we're kicking off season 2, episode 4, the $5 game box. I'm at GameStop. I will let you know that I've got Contra, Tecmo Super Bowl, and MLB 2K12 for Wii all listed on eBay, so we can start selling some stuff on eBay, build up some PayPal credit, and get some of those gold games we talked about in episode 3. I'm at GameStop to get rid of Just Dance 2014. They're going to give me, according to their website, unless they stick me with some refurb fee at which I will yell at them, they will give me $3.52 for this. And I'm justifying this by saying, well, it's not just $3.52. Since I paid 50 cents for it at the thrift store, it's a 300% return. It just happens to be $3.52. I'm wondering if I should just take the disc out and take that in and trade it in and keep this case. No, it's got GameStop shit all over it already. I'll go give it to them and get my $3.52. Let's go to GameStop. Wouldn't you know? Just left this little tiny hole-in-the-wall thrift store right there and got a Genesis game. Green Dog, the Bleached Surfer Dude for $3. I have no idea what its value is. I think I've heard of it. The guy kind of walks like a big dope, but I've never played it. As you can see, it's not in the best condition. That label is shot to shit. I'm assuming its value is worth more than $3. Either way, we got something besides NES and Xbox stuff in our game box. We have a Genesis title. If you remember season 1, we had a hard time getting Sega anything. So we found a Genesis title out in the wild for $3. That's pretty exciting. Shouts out to Jeremiah and his kids. They just stopped by all those NES games that were selling for like $5. He bought Rad Racer, one of my copies for Rampage, for $15. There's a $20 bill. I gave him change back. I actually owe myself $5 of the $5 game box, because all I've got in there is a $20. I've got to go break this $20. Something to do today. But shouts out to him. He's a huge fan of the channel. One of 3. But thanks, and we've got $15 more in the $5 game box. That should bring us right now to $35.50. Sweet. All right, y'all. I just left Home Depot, and I sold all the NES games I was selling locally. I sold, as you saw earlier, and with the shout out, I sold one of the Rampages and Rad Racer for $15 total, and then somebody bought all the rest for a total of $55. $10 for Rampage, $10 for the Punisher, and $5 each for the 7 other games. $55. So I owe myself $5 because I had to make change earlier for the other sales. So right now I should have $90. Count it out. 20, 40, 60, 85, 90. Sweet. $90.50. At this pawn shop right here, I picked up Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii in the Steelbook. It's got some sticker stuff here on the Steelbook that should come off. It is games in good condition. It's got a manual, art book that's kind of tore up a little bit, and no slip cover. Had it priced at $20. I got it at $17. And a shout out to my man Gamer's Manual. Later. At the retro shop, I spent the credit, but not on a common game just to get rid of it. I spent the credit and a $20 bill to get Vice Project Doom in pretty nice shape. So I made some money today. Also spent a little money today. That's alright, we got that Xbox still to sell and stuff on eBay. Also picked up, he has a free box with like some controllers, some off-brand controllers. Got this super pad for the Saturn. Also got this Mad Catz controller in pretty decent condition. Thought it'd be nice to pair with that Xbox we have to sell. Just throw in some extra controllers just to kind of sweeten the pot. And this Nyko Airflow wireless Xbox controller with a goddamn fan in it. And it's wireless, and there's the receiver. Both those in good shape, and all those free, so I'll throw in those controllers with Xbox we got to sell, and maybe throw that online on Facebook sometime this week. I'm thinking $35 with the games. I think that's a nice price. I'll add a little bit more cash to the $5 Gamebox funding wallet. Got an eBay sale. Tecmo Super Bowl NES, $18.99. I dropped the shipping charges because people weren't really biting at my $2.99 shipping, so I did free ship. So $18.99. I go over to this little fee calculator. Dealio sold $18.99. Probably going to cost me around $2.80 to ship. They estimate total profit of $13.44. We'll probably call it an even $13.50. That's a start on our PayPal funds to get towards some of them gold games. All right, I made a little purchase here to keep track of the $5 Gamebox game goals. Went to Target and bought this whiteboard. Figure it's better than my notebook and my shitty writing. Got it here on the fridge to always be aware of what we're going after with the $5 Gamebox. Kind of keep a little focus. You know what I'm saying? So here on the left, as you can see, we listed the games that I'm going to kind of put a focus on, like go after through the $5 Gamebox. I'm keeping track of the PayPal funds. Right now, we've only sold Tecmo Super Bowl. I believe I sold it for $18.99 with free ship. So with fees and with the cost that I paid for shipping, $13.44 is what I've cleared in PayPal. So as you can see, we have Scat, Scroon, Contraforce, Einhinder, Haunting Ground, and Guardian Heroes, which by the time you've seen this video right here, you should have probably seen the video where I unbox this, and you know that I no longer need Guardian Heroes. So we need something else there, or something else to chase. Maybe another Saturn game, one of the Shining ones, Shining Wisdom or Shining the Holy Ark. I'm kind of thinking, I kind of want to get Mighty Final Fight for the NES, but we've got these 3 NES games here, so I think if I want to get Mighty Final Fight, I want to replace maybe Swoon or something like that. These 2 games for some reason are kind of calling to me. Getting Einhinder, getting Haunting Ground. So we'll see. But we'll focus on these 5 for right now, and probably focus on those too. So updated on the sell, as you can see, I've currently got Contra still listed. There's a few people watching it, but the listing's been up for a few weeks. It still has 12 days left. I'm debating delisting it and putting it on Mercari? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but I bought a few things on that app, which you saw in that same eBay video, or the eBay unpackaging video, where you're going to see, the Guardian Heroes that's inside there. So, let's see. Look what I did. I took that Grand Theft Auto 4 Xbox 360 case that didn't have a disc but had Need for Speed Underground 2 in it, in that $10 Xbox deal from last video, and I made a case and disc for Blur. And now I'm kind of debating whether it's a flip product or something I want to keep, since I don't have it and I've heard really good things about it. Maybe now I want to keep it, so I'm going to throw that in the $5 game box. And I have listed, this is my first listing, I did list this on Mercari, just earlier, like about an hour ago. I put it up I put it up for $45 with like $4 ship. So I'm kind of reaching there. We'll see if it gets any hits. But yeah, that if that does sell at that price, Mercari takes 10% right off the top, and that's it. That's the only fee, 10%. So if it sold for $45, they would take $4.50. I'd basically make $40. I'd double my money what I paid. I paid $20 on that. And since Mercari's fees are reasonable, I think I'm going to try to sell this seal to Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix. Figure about $10 with a couple bucks ship and see if that goes. So I'm going to go ahead and take some pictures and list this. And Mercari doesn't use PayPal. I think the funds are held unless I put in my bank account info. So I'm going to have to kind of play it because online sales, I want to focus on getting the game goals with the online sales. So I don't want to be transferring a bunch of money to my bank account and putting the money in the $5 Gamebox funding wallet. I want the funds available somewhere in order to get some of these goals. So, all right. So we're adding Blur into the Gamebox. It's no longer just a sell. Contra, we're going to hold steady, but I'm thinking about switching it to Mercari depending on how the sales of Metroid Prime and Kingdom Hearts go. I have no idea what I'm going to do with manual and cover art for GTA 4. I do have the baseball game listed on eBay as well, but nobody has given a shit. Like 10 people have searched it. I knew it'd be a hard sell. It seems like a lot more people on Mercari sit there and kind of are constantly watching brand new video game postings. Because anything that's a slight deal or a good deal, it's pounced on and sold within minutes. So I'm kind of wondering if I put a good deal on this, if somebody will just recognize kind of the rarity, not the rarity, but the value of the game and kind of jump on it. If I did like a $10 on that, $10 on a $15 game, if somebody would just immediately jump on that. So that's what I'm going to do on my Saturday. And I just posted the Xbox. I just posted that on a Facebook group, and there's been a couple people tagging other people to come check out the listing. So maybe on this Sunday afternoon, it's just past 12 on Sunday, March 25th. Maybe this afternoon I'll get that sold. I do have to run some errands to Target, and I am celebrating my brother's birthday later on this evening. So hopefully it'll be a productive afternoon of some sells. I'm going to throw Blur in the $5 game box over there in the window seal. Awesome. Oh, would you look at that, man? Just hours after I was contemplating pulling this Contra off of eBay and going with Mercury only on this because it wasn't getting viewed, it sold for $28.99. I did change it so it would be free ship, so $28.99 free ship going to a buyer in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The reason I didn't pull it earlier is I saw that the view count and the watcher count, it's only 4 watchers, but it's 4 watchers on a fucking loose cart Contra. People can't believe people were watching it. But anyway, this dude bought it for $28.99. Go over this calculator. Sold price $28.99. It's going to cost me approximately $3 to ship. Total profit $21.95. Not bad off of a $5 item that we're selling. But this is why I'm kind of thinking that Mercury app. Mercury, like eBay, takes a 10% VIG. So eBay's taking $2.90 off a $28.99 item. That's 10%. But PayPal gets their VIG too, which I think is, I want to say 1% plus something. So eliminate, even though it's only $1.14, it's $1.14 going into somebody else's pocket that's not mine. So if we can go through Mercury, and nothing is sold yet. I've got the 2 things listed. I've got the Metroid Prime listed, and I've got the Kingdom Hearts listed. Neither is sold yet. But If that turns into a good experience and I have some luck selling through that Mercury app or Mercari, this losing the PayPal VIG and only paying the 10% VIG to the platform provider would just be, just a nice little bonus. But anyway, I'm going to pack up that Contra and ship it off to Louisiana for them to get. I'll get it to the mailbox tomorrow. Another one sold. $21.95 plus $13.44, 34, 35 something, $35.39, I believe, is what it's going to add up to with what we have in there. So we're off to a nice little start to get some of those gold games for the $5 game box. Low light. It's Sunday night. That's my singing voice. Anyway, it's about an hour or so after I turned on the camera to say, hey, check out what I sold on eBay. And a lady starts messaging me to buy the Xbox. And she's like, oh, I can get it tomorrow. I'm like, you know what? You're third in line if you want to buy it tomorrow. I got a bunch of people who can only come tomorrow. If you can make arrangements for tonight, it's yours. If you want to wait till tomorrow, you're third in line. So she is outside of town. I'm like, well, I can't come into town tonight. I'm like, well, I understand. But, well, my son goes to the college there. Maybe he can come pick... As my fucking lights were off, I'm glad I didn't pass a cop. And so she messages her son. She said, well, my son said that he maybe could, but right now he's playing video games, so he can't right now. Maybe, like, later tonight. I was like, I wake up at 6. If it doesn't happen within the next hour, it's not happening tonight. She's like, well, where are you at? And I'm like, well, she told me his address. And I'm like, there's a convenience store literally a block away from that. I will meet him there in 10 minutes. So, the son didn't show up. Like, this girl shows up, this very, very hot, smoking hot little college girl, dark hair, yoga pants, you know how it goes. And she's like, are you the guy? I'm like, damn right I'm that guy. Yeah, baby. I'm old enough to be your dad. But anyway, like, she's like, well, I think I'm supposed to meet you and buy... What am I buying? I'm like, an Xbox. She's like, okay, 25, right? I'm like, no, 35. She told me 25. I'm like, the ad says 35. It's $35. So she had 40. I gave her $5 back. 35 is a really good deal, I think. 4 games, Xbox, 3 controllers, even if one's only an official controller. But those 2 third-party controllers are in really good shape. So, $35 in the pocket. We had 53. Should bring us up to $88.50 in the $5 Gamebox funding wallet. $13.44 in PayPal, with that other $21.90 something pending in PayPal, and 2 things up for sale on Mercari. Somebody tell me how to pronounce the damn app. I think it's Mercari. I think. Anyway, it's 9:45. It's been a long weekend. Been a pretty fruitful day for $5 Gamebox flipping. And I'm going to head to bed to start another week of work. Hopefully sell those 2 things on Mercari and start working towards those goal games. And nice having some money in our pocket, so if it ever actually warms up, instead of being like in the 30s and on the brink of snowing around here, we can actually have some damn G sales to spend that money at. Because I am fucking fed up and tired of pawn shops and thrift stores. I'm tired. Tired. T-I-D. Tired. I'm tired of the musty thrift store smell. I'm tired of every fucking thrift store I walking in having like a screaming 2-year-old while mom sits there and browses the dollar DVDs. Take care of your kids. Take care of your damn kids. Ready for some garage sales. Hopefully next weekend Hopefully, I've got my fingers crossed. I always have some luck at March garage sales because nobody's out yet. So even though there's only like a few sales, like less than 10 sales around town, nobody's hitting them yet. And I go in there and they've got games. They're mine. Ah! Time for bed. I'll see y'all in just a little bit. Made my first Macari sale of the Metroid Prime Trilogy Steelbook. $45. They take a flat 10%. I make $40.50. It's going to cost about $4 to ship. That's what they're going to charge me, $4 to ship. So $36.50 will go into our funding. Sweet. We spent $20 and we made $36. A little $16.50 profit on that bad boy. They charge us, I thought maybe they charge us $17. I have to double check that. They had it marked at $20. Also, we got the funds released from PayPal for our sale of Contra, so we're going to have to add these funds over to the big board. The big board. Our $5 Gamebox game goals. We've got them narrowed down to these 5 right now. Because, as you know, I just filmed the unboxing video a few days ago. So we've got it unboxed and in my hands. Alright, so we had the 1344 from Tecmo Super Bowl. $21.95 coming from the Contra. This is after the fees and after shipping. I'm trying to keep it as accurate as possible. I'm not just saying, we're not going to worry about shipping and the fees. Some people estimate that do these type of videos. They estimate or guesstimate. I'm trying to keep it accurate. So $13.44 was the money we made from Tecmo Super Bowl after fees and shipping. $21.95 for Contra. $36.50 after fees and shipping on Macari for Metroid Prime Trilogy. That adds up to $71.89 now. Of course, the Macari funds are not in PayPal, so we're going to have to kind of keep track of online sales versus local sales. Local sales will be money in the wallet. Online sales, I should just change that to online sales, will be money that goes towards finding these at good prices on like eBay or Macari. Unless, of course, I find them locally. That'd be great. But so we're keeping track of our online sales funds. And, of course, at the end of every $5 Gamebox video, I keep track of how much cash is in our wallet, in our Gamebox funding wallet. So, we are doing pretty good. A couple more nice, probably one more $20 sale. If we make another $20 to $30, that's going to get us probably the Einhinder, maybe not the Haunting Ground yet, probably another $40 for Haunting Ground. But we'll definitely get us closer to one of those. $71.89, if I looked, may get us Swoon White right now, but I think we're going to go after Einhinder or Haunting Ground first. So, not bad for just starting this out. We are on our way. I'm out doing some game hunting. We're not getting a lot of games on this episode of the $5 Game Box. It's the first Saturday in April, but we have fresh snow. It's still cold, and there's barely any garage sales, and the few garage sales we've had, I haven't turned on the camera because there's been fuck all. So I'm still hitting thrift stores, and this thrift store had Guitar Hero Van Halen for the PS2. Got it for $2. Probably about a $13 to $15 game, and it is complete. So this thrift store has found, well, the only finds we're actually going to keep for right now in this episode. We did find the Metal Gear Solid, or not the Metal Gear Solid, the Metroid Prime Trilogy, which, as you know, is already sold. So, this episode of $5 Game Box, unless we get a big score somewhere, is going to be 2 random kind of finds and what I sold so we can get some money. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Speaking of cookies, I have here's my big purchase of the day. It's a bag full of Girl Scout cookies. Got some Do-si-dos, got some Samoas. Gonna be a good day. At the Goodwill, right there. Another $5 game box pickup for $3. Nothing too special, but nice. Sega Classics Collection for the PS2. It's got Outrun, Space Harrier, Virtual Racing, Columns, Golden Axe, Fantasy Zone, Alien Syndrome. I don't know how many it has total, just showing those 10 on the back. Hopefully it has more than 10. But some Sega Classic games for $3. It's about a $10, $11 game in its condition complete. So, not too bad for $3. Let's keep going, see if we find anything else. Thrift store right there is called Saks, and I got a little pickup in there. Not the greatest, but anytime you walk into a little random thrift store and see an in-box Genesis game with a $250 price tag, you might as well pick it up. Plus, they gave me half price, so $1.25, which means we got rid of one of the 2 quarters we have in the game box right now. I'm going to put my phone in this holder here so we can open it up. Oh, there we go. Because it's taped. I know something's in there, and it feels complete, but you never know. Maybe there's a Musha inside this Tony La Russa baseball. Oh, case has got a little nick in it. Who cares? It's a baseball game. All right. Get the tape off of here. It's probably La Russa baseball. And it is. Not bad shape. Complete. $1.25. Probably about a $7 or $8 game. But a complete in-box Genesis game in the $5 game box, which is the first complete in-box Genesis game we've ever had in there. We have loose Genesis games. Hell, we have a loose Genesis game just from a few weeks ago. That Green Dog. But now, La Russa baseball. Sweet. We're at the Goodwill. The Goodwill I don't think I've picked anything up at in quite some time. That Sega game came from the other Goodwill. But finally, at this one, we got Destroy All Humans, Path of the Furon for Xbox 360. Paid $3 for it. About $12 game. It's in pretty good shape. It's complete. Sweet. First Xbox 360 game in the $5 game box. It's always nice when you roll up to a thrift store on half price day and find yourself a little recouper for $1. There it is. That should bring some bucks. Now, do I bring bucks to the funding wallet? Or do I bring bucks to our online fund to get one of those goal games? Decisions. This is in pretty good shape. Case has got a little nickage right there, but otherwise, game's in good condition and it's complete. Sweet. Now we're at this thrift store. We're finding something everywhere we're stopping. Nothing, like no huge come-ups, but one thing at every place. I guess it could be worse. Here we found Prison Break the Conspiracy for Xbox 360. We paid $3. Probably a $14 to $15 game. Not complete, unfortunately, just a disc only, but in good shape. Nice little find here. I thought this was going to be an episode of the $5 game box where I didn't find much besides a couple of games. But now it's turning out pretty good. We made some sales, we made some money, we're getting some finds. And I found out that the Mario, which is in my bag here, right now GameStop's doing cash same as credit, and their cash value for a pro member, which is what I am, is $14.30. So I'm going to see what they're going for, like what the average sold is on eBay, and then kind of make a decision whether I want to go to GameStop and just get my $14 for the dollar spent, or just, try to sell it and get, work towards some of those goal games. But hey, another Xbox 360 title for the game box. Moving on. All right, everybody, we are wrapping up episode 4, season 2 of the $5 game box. I am heading to GameStop, where I'm going to sell that new Super Mario Bros. Wii we bought for $1 just yesterday. Right now, GameStop's doing cash, same as credit, so it's $14.30 cash in our pocket for new Super Mario Bros. Wii. That's why I decided against selling it on eBay or Mercari, because at most I could put a $20 price tag, and if you try to charge the buyer for shipping with a $20 price tag, it's probably going to be a hard sell. So you think after shipping, after fees and all that, you're probably going to wind up around $15. Might as well just go ahead and put $14.30 in the pocket today. So I'm heading there to do that. That should give us 89 and fuck the 30 cents. We'll call it 25 cents. Should give us 89.50. We're at 75.25 in the Gamebox wallet right now. That'll bring us to 89.50. Then we'll get back and do the pickup recap. I am heading back or out of my storage unit right now. And if you saw the previous video on the channel, you saw what I did. I pulled a bunch of games from my storage unit, and hopefully at the end of that video you saw me hold up a copy of Chiller for the NES. Hopefully. I don't have it yet, so that's what I'm doing. Going to GameStop for the $5 Gamebox funding wallet. I think I'm going to keep the case and manual and just give them the disc because they don't care. And New Super Mario Bros. Wii is the type of game that I'm probably going to find loose disc, or there's a big chance I'm going to find loose disc in a garage sale somewhere. So might as well be able to complete it. Nothing wrong with holding on to this case and manual. So after this, we'll have the pickup recap, and we'll wrap up episode 4 of the $5 Game Box, which we're doing pretty good. I just looked and I kind of set aside the games that, we picked up this episode. I thought it was kind of bad. Then I remembered we had the Vice Project Doom. Doing pretty good. Can't wait. See you in a minute. Man, I'm just leaving GameStop after selling that Mario. And my man in the fucking GameStop, he tried to give me, well, it's $8.80. I'm like, nope. I checked online. It's $14.30. Well, those are for games in like perfect condition, and this one has some real deep scratches, and like there was some scratches on that disc, but nothing deep. And I know just from experience in Wii games that motherfucker is gonna play. I know it. So why are we I really need to get over to this dude's right. There we go. Awesome. Anyway, so another employee walked up, right? A guy I recognized who's a really good guy. And I don't want to say I threw a fit, but I protested. I'm like, no way. He's like, yeah, there's real deep scratches on here. The other guy's like, let me take a look. He looks at it and goes, no, this is good. Like, this took like 2 seconds. No, this is good. I've seen way worse that play fine. This is good. So the other dude's like dejected, like, all right, 1440 or 1430. Like, that's right, dude. Thank you. GameStop's paying you what, $11 an hour? You don't have to hail corporate, dude. Seriously, give me my $14 for Mario, which you did. All right. Pickup recap on the way. We are back at it again. $5 Game Box Season 2, Episode 4. Here's the Game Box in all its glory. All these wonderful, wonderful NES games. A couple Xbox games. An Xbox 360 game. Going to add a few more games into it right about now that we've picked up over the past few weeks, which spans this episode. It's been I'd say about a month of footage that you've seen over the past few minutes during this episode, and now we're just going to recap it all as we continue this journey of building a game collection. All of this started a year and a half or so ago with a $5 bill, and we got all this. We got the funding wallet, we got the money for the online sales, we got GameStop credit. We're going to go over it all. First, I was watching the footage earlier while putting together the video, and I noticed, like, I made some sales I didn't really say, and I didn't have anything at the beginning of the video, like, okay, these are the games we're selling. Just kind of give you a recap, even though I went over this in episode 3, is unlike season 1 of $5 Game Box, I'm not really going to keep any duplicates in here this season. There's no reason to keep a copy of a game in here when I've got a copy in my personal collection. So that's why we set some goal games. That's why we set things... because we want to get those rarer titles, and we're going to sell games that are duplicated to get some of those gold games. That's why we sold New Super Mario Bros. Wii so damn quickly. I don't need another copy of it. So, because I wasn't really clear about that earlier, I just want to show you. I've got the picture saved on my computer here. And I'll show you what we sold. So here are the NES titles that we sold. So, Pinball, Dragon Warrior, Rad Racer, Top Gun, Russian Attack, Rolling Thunder, Track and Field 2, Rescue the NBC Mission. Sold all those. And here we go. That's just the back of them. We had 2 copies of Rampage and The Punisher. We sold these 8 for $5 a piece. We sold all 3 of these for $10 a piece. So that's how we got a lot of cash. And here is the Xbox bundle I put together. We got that Xbox last episode with 7 or 8 games. Well, 7 games for $10. I cleaned up the Xbox. That's the controller. The controller that it came with is official, but it was shot. So those 2 controllers I got from the game store for free. He had them in his free box. I paired them with them. Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, Dead to Rights 2, and a disc-only Need for Speed Underground. I put all that together, and that's what we sold for $35. So that's kind of the cash portion, if you will, of this episode, outside the Mario Brothers that you saw just a couple seconds ago. Sorry, you gotta... There we go. So, yeah, we definitely made some cash this episode of the Game Box. And as you saw, the online sales as well. Speaking of the cash, we should have $89.50 in here when all is said and done. So let's count it up. 20, 40, 65, 75, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. $89, and they are in there. I think. Get out. 50 cents. So we are doing good. We started this episode with $20. And we sold the Just Dance. And then I got the NES games listed. And we sold those real quick. Then I got the Xbox listed, and that was sold the same day. And then the online sales took a little while longer to sell than I was hoping, but they sold. So that's all that counts, all that matters to me. We still have, that's still listed on Mercari. I've got it at $9.99 with, I think, $3 ship. So I'm trying to get $13 for it, basically. And after the fees, make a few dollars on it. It's liked by a few people, and I've gotten a couple of offers, like around $7-8, which I wind up making like 2 or 3 if I sold it at that. So I'm going to hold off on that. Maybe take out the shipping and be willing to pay the shipping, but I think, you know what, I may just let it ride and see what happens. And I think this got delisted from eBay because of how long it was up. So nobody's buying this. I may just list it on Mercari after my upcoming trip. I am leaving for a little vacation to visit my family down in South Carolina here in a few days. So maybe when I get back, I'll relist that because I really don't want to make any online sales while I'm all the way across the country. All right. So this is going to be, I believe, the first episode of the $5 Game Box where pickups during the show do not appear here in the pickup recap. We had the Metroid Prime Trilogy for the Wii that we picked up for $17 at that pawn shop, which, by the way, is now out of business. They just put everything in U-Hauls and packed up and left one day, and we're like, where'd they go? But we picked it up for $17, and I know I said I got $36.50 from it, but I was wrong, because I looked at the listing, and I did charge $4 shipping for that. So I don't get docked for any shipping. I thought I stuck free shipping on it, but I didn't. I charged $4. So, since the buyer paid for shipping, I made $44.50 for that sale, which means with the other 2 sales of the Contra and the Tecmo Super Bowl, right now, if I can read, I'm looking at the big board for $5 Game Box game goals. I have $75.84 in our game goals online funding. So I think just a couple more decent sales for online games, for online sales, is going to get us enough funds to go after one of those goal games. Probably Ironhinder or Haunting Ground, the way my mentality is right now. So that was a nice haul. $17 paid, $44.50 received for Metroid Prime Trilogy. Now, some Metroid Prime Trilogies are going for more online on eBay, but I was kind of at the low end of the range they sell for. I figure mine didn't have a slipcover, and that art book was torn to shreds. $45 is a pretty good price to get. All right, and you saw New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which we picked up at the thrift store for $1, and you saw me take it to the mall, to GameStop, to get $14.30, and that funds is in our wallet. Okay, so pickups that we're going to add to the $5 game box. Let's see, pricecharting.com values accurate as of 9:59 Mountain Daylight Time on April the 15th. Okay. There's Green Dog. First pickup, I believe. No, it wasn't the first. Was it the first pickup of this sub? Who knows? But it is our first Genesis title in the game box. It took us a very long time in Season 1 to put a Genesis title in, so relatively quick one this time around. Green Dog, the Beached Surfer Dude. As you can see, the label is... looks like it had something spilled on it. It's very wrinkled all around. Paid $3. It's worth $6. Okay. Some more Sega. We have the Sega Classics Collection. Complete. And those games I rattled off on the back seem to be the only games on there. I don't think... I wonder if they're based on arcade or based on Genesis. I know there's Genesis collections on Sega on PlayStation 2 as well. I wonder if these are based on arcade. They must be. I'll have to play it and check it out. And play some Arcade Space Harrier. Arcade Outrun will be fun. That's what's going to be the best. So anyway, Sega Classics. I paid $3 for this at the Goodwill. Worth $10 in its condition. Guitar Hero Van Halen. There's only like 2, maybe 3 Guitar Hero games still worth picking up if you're looking, for value-wise. Everything else is almost worthless. Van Halen, Metallica, and I think Smash Hits are the 3 you kind of want to keep an eye out on. Guitar Hero Van Halen for PS2. We bought this for $2 at the same thrift store we got the Green Dog. Bought it for $2, worth $14.99 in its complete condition. That there. Now, I said earlier that this was the first complete in-box Genesis game we've ever had in the $5 game box, and I was wrong. I forgot all about the Mario Andretti Racing we got in Season 1. But it's another one. Another Genesis title that we got for $1.25, Tony La Russa Baseball. I'm a Cardinal fan, as you probably can tell. And even though La Russa was with the A's when this picture was taken and this game was produced, he is a legend in St. Louis for all he did for the Cardinals. There's the game and manual. The little clip to hold the manual here is missing. The bottom one's there. Manual's kind of beat up. Otherwise, condition's pretty not bad, save for that. But I'm not too worried about the case on a sports game. Paid $1.25. It's worth $7.50 complete. Now, also, in an episode full of mistakes and me talking, I mistakenly said this was our first Xbox 360 game in the game box this season. Completely forgetting that earlier, I decided to go ahead and stick Blur. I thought Blur was going to be a flip because it was kind of loose disc, but circumstances gave us a nice Xbox case to stick Blur and the artwork we had. So now we have a disc and manual or a disc and artwork Blur. No manual, but that's okay. So it's our second Xbox 360 title in the game box. Destroy All Humans, Path of the Furon. We bought this from a Goodwill for $3, and it's worth $12.29. All right. Put that there. Another 360 title, nice little find, Prison Break the Conspiracy. We paid $3 for this at a thrift store, and it is worth $14.89. That is its loose value. I counted it as loose because of the no manual, but its complete value, according to price charting, is $14.99, a dime more. So about a $15 game. And finally, in a season that so far has had some really, really good NES pickups, River City Ransom, Super Dodgeball, Kari Warriors 3, Super C, Clue Clue Land, all the good stuff. Got another one, Vice Project Doom. Picked this up from the Retro Game Store here in town. We picked it up. We had $7 in store credit in the $5 Gamebox funding wallet, and we gave him a $20 bill, so $27 total. Going to pricecharting.com, it's worth $35.98. So we got a pretty okay deal on a nice NES game. A pretty good NES game, I believe. Put that there. All right. So there is our pickups. We have almost $90 in funds to continue game hunting. We have just a little bit, almost $76 in online funds to start getting some goal games. Some of those rarer, harder to find titles that we're probably going to have to go online to get. But we are going to get them. And we haven't had one G-Cell find yet. In fact, I think there's only been about 3 G-Cells total, because just like the rest of the country, Montana has been cold and snowy. If it's cold and snowy in the Midwest or back east where you're at, imagine it is up in the Rockies. We're getting the same old shit that you are. So nobody's wanting to open their garages on Sunday or on Saturday morning when it's 10 degrees and freezing with snow coming down. Imagine that. Anyway, that is our pickups for episode 4. Hope you enjoyed the journey. I know I enjoyed taking it. I'm glad you tag along. Like and subscribe to the channel if you wish. Tell all your friends about it so we can hit those 300 subs eventually and do a 300 sub contest. And take care. I'll see you next time.